This cold is so bad. So bad. But here's what we're going to do. Firstly, I'm going to go to... What kind of trees do they have in Winona, Minnesota? Common trees in Winona, Minnesota. Well, silver maple. Mulberry. Okay. Box elder, mulberry, white pine. Okay, so what we got, we have our computer. And on this computer, we have flyovers. Not really flyovers, but we have Google Maps looking at the terrain of each hole. So let's go scorecard. Good to know the numbers. That's a page in itself that we're going to save. I'm going to copy this. Command copy. And right beside it, I am going to load in the same thing. And then we're going to go to the hole previews. Now, is this for the right course? I don't want the flyover though. I just want the stationary picture. I get the idea, but I don't need it to be a flyover. Let's go. And I don't want to have a tour. Let's go back a page. Let's go forward a page. Okay, so front 9. Okay, what do we got here? We're just going to look at the yardage map. Okay, that's what we want. Okay, so what we got on our computer, let's turn the brightness up on the computer. So here's what we got, boys. I have the ability to see every hole, like so. You guys can't really pick it up, but trust me, I can see every hole. That's all you need to know. Then what we're going to do is we're going to find the overall layout, right? Hole by hole, we're going to make it. Now, we have a highway on one side. Back it right out. So we have a highway that runs along the side. So the clubhouse is bottom left for the most part. Like really for the most part. Let's back that out. I want to be at a distance where I can kind of... There we go. Okay. So hole 1. I keep changing the depth. I want to stay out of it. Okay. So what we're going to do is, firstly with theme, we are going to just visually first, we're going to see what looks like it. Now, none of these actually look like it. Rustic might be it. Autumn is kind of looking like it, but Autumn has so many different colors. This course is pure green. I know in the fall it would change up, but literally it's just nothing but green. It looks like oak trees or elm, but from the top. We'll go with temperate. I don't think there's any water on this course at all, ever, at any point. Yeah, there's literally no water. Oh, there's a little water there. By a little, I mean a little. There's one hole that has like water that's kind of beside the green. Okay. So it's pretty straightforward. Just a matter where the cart paths go, matter of what the fairways are doing. And so we're going to stick in this theme for the moment. For terrain, it is trees galore everywhere. We're going to leave everything else at about 25. Because we can always play with this later. And trees kind of are the thing on this course. Every hole is tree lined. It's crazy. Like there's no respite anywhere. Like you're always going to have to, I don't know, man. There's just trees everywhere. Hills, it looks flat. Like it does not look like it's very hilly. I could be wrong. I'm going to make it perfectly flat to begin with. So in terms of hills, we're going to bring her right down just to start. And we can always bump them up when we get to it, but I think it's pretty flat. So we'll go back and we'll apply that. And see what that looks like. Oh, we must have water up a little. No, we have water at nothing. That's quite a bit of water for nothing. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of water for nothing. So we'll do that. Now what we're going to do is, because the course is so relatively flat, we're going to go, okay, terrain is good. Now layout. This is where we just make it that there's nothing there. Fairway width. Honestly, these fairways look pretty tight. We're going to remove all bunkers. The greens look small, but the greens in this game are small too. So we're going to put it at 60. That is neat. Like, honestly, these greens look relatively small. And if we go 250 feet, so here's what I'm going to do. I take a little piece of paper and let's take a different little piece of paper. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rip off this little section of paper, and the paper's lined. You can't tell, but trust me, it's lined. I'm going to, what is 250 feet? So 250 feet is that. So at the end of the day, so it goes to there. Yeah, these greens are tiny. You know, it's funny because there's a measure tool when you're on an iPad. I'm on my MacBook Pro, so I don't know if they have one on that, but you'd actually be able to measure if I was on the iPad. But you get the idea. They're small greens, relatively small. They're all about the same shape too. They're very circular. Like, there's some that are a little bit of a different shape, but pretty simple. I can see the slope of this course is like 73 or something. That's a solid, tough course, but just because there's a lot of trees. You know, hole one, not so much. But once you get into it, there's quite a bit of trees. Okay, so we got everything we need there. Now, we're going to call this Bridges and it's always good to include the letter R in the word bridges, and we're going to call it Bridges of Winona. Bridges of Winona. Always good to have a little space in between your words. Get back to this. Part of me wants to include the Minnesota, but we'll just call it Bridges of Winona and be mysterious about it. All right, so Bridges of Winona. We're going to continue. It's going to load up, and we're going to make something great. Now, lock in, boys. This is going to be the 50 hours of the most boring content you've ever seen. Okay, so what we do, firstly, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the measure tool, and we're going to just find our borders. So this measure tool, when you're playing, you'll never see it. So we just want to see what the perimeter edge is that we can actually play with. The other thing that we're going to do is, let's zoom in. What kind of trees we got here? Yeah, that's not bad. This bad boy right here, that's pretty accurate. That'll be our go-to. Let me get on cursor. I should be able to select it, I believe. Let's go to landscape, clear generated trees tool. You know what I want to do? I want to plant trees and just have it that I pull up. Oh, my face is in the wrong spot. We'll pull triangle there. If we did it, yeah, never mind. We're okay. So we got that bush. I like it. That bush seems to match. What's with these purple bushes? That's exotic. They don't have those in Winona. They do have this. They do have that. Let's showcase these individual trees. So that's a keeper. There's some of those in there. That is suspect. We'll see. Let's make that bigger. Yeah, could be some of that. That makes sense. Ooh, definitely some of that in some places. Yeah, that's a weird bush. That's a very pretty bush. We like that bush. Very sweet. I don't think they have those on the course. Maple. That's a tree now. That is a tree. That'll probably be our go-to. When I looked on the internet, it said elder box. Well, box elder. Elder box. Not a young box, an elder box. Those are some nice maple. That's a real nice maple tree. I don't think they have those there, though, so that'd be cheating if I drop some of those. Then there's these maple. It's on the way, but there's that. That's the maple that's there. A little bit squiggly, but that's the right idea. It's funny. You learn a lot about trees. That's a wild maple. Holy. Yeah, these are bananas. Got some oak in here. It's part of the theme. These look like oak trees to me. To me, I think they got some oaks. That's a good one. That's just your standard, exactly what I think is everywhere on the course. As is that. Okay. It's going to be some oak. Going to be some pine. Get rid of that. Go back. Go back to current theme. I wish I could just save it as current theme, that it never changes. I'm never going to use trees outside of our current theme. Yeah, so those 3 oak trees are just bangers. That pine is awkward. Like, to me, that's not a pine tree. I think of a Christmas tree, but I guess that's pine. I mean, the game wouldn't lie. And there's that pine tree. Like, to me, a pine tree is a Christmas tree. You know? I guess it's a spruce. What kind of a spruce is that? Well, it's got spruce leaves. That's a big spruce. Holy. I'm sure they have some of those bad boys. I got to get on Street View and just see what it really looks like from ground level. Yeah, so those are our trees. Get rid of those bad boys. I gotta get rid of this one here. What? How did that get planted? Let's be back out. Oh, never mind. They just have them sporadically throughout. I wonder if there's a way of, like, eliminating all of those brands of trees. Probably not. It's just weird, you know? Almost have to look at a different theme if that's the case, because that's wild. Nature. If I go trees, I'm going to go back to theme. Try to find this special little tree here. It's one of these cherries, eh? That's kind of it, but it's this one right there. That double base. Oh yeah, that's its sister right there. So it's a cherry tree. Now, if I select it, and then I get in on it, is there a way of me selecting that tree? Now I'm going to plant it. Now I'm going to get out of here. Then I'm going to go to Clear Generated Trees tool. I can only clear by area. I can't clear by type. I wish I could just take out every one of these. Now, can I select it if I get on it? Now, say I move the cursor. Okay. So I select it. Now, multi-select the option, da 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 da. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to, yeah, got you. Got you. I'm not even reading you really. Select all. That will be coming back to you. Now delete all. I'm going to select all. All cherry. Good. Selected items. Delete selection. And let's just see. Now, the one I selected should have definitely disappeared, right? At least that should be done. How are you still here? Oh, it's gone. But this one's still here. So we didn't delete all the selected cherries. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to, and truth is, we're probably going to stay in this theme, and sorry, boys, I'll try to remove all the cherry trees I can. We're going to go to theme. We had chosen temperate, I think. I believe. Autumn has a ton of different trees. We don't want that. Highlands ain't it. You know, Swiss is not bad other than the fact that there shouldn't be mountains in the background. But I think we can change the backdrop. So we selected that. Now, that's a lot of pine. Now, what I'm going to do is go to nature, go to trees. We're going to sort by theme and just see what countries they got in this bad boy. So some random bushes, that's fair. Some dead pine. Yeah, they don't have any, like, real trees, you know what I mean? It's all pine. I need to have some of these. I really want to get on Street View. Just see, I'm sure they're oak. They look kind of like oak. Okay. So, go back to theme. You can see how it takes 50 hours to build a golf course, especially when it's me. It's just silly. Just silly. Now, really quick, we're going to look at Boreal and just see what countries they rockin'. That's a very much the same, eh? There's no real oak or ash or elm. Oh, some. Let's go to nature, trees, and theme, and just see what kind of trees they got. They have some birch. Yeah, honestly, I think temperate's the way to go. So, unfortunately, there's some cherry trees in there. Although, that's not bad, eh? That's really reaching. Like, not the worst thing ever, but it's not the best. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is, and we had everything on low. It's funny how the water table's on 0, yet there's still like quite a bit of water. So what we're going to do, like 0 should have no water. It's 0. Like, if you got to have a setting where there's just 0 water. Have the ground high enough everywhere. So what we're going to do is we're going to start out with this. We are going to go to, well, first let's go settings of theme. Change that back to temperate. Except that we're going to have some cherry trees and we'll have to manually remove them at some point. And that's okay. What a weird, like, and there's these purple bad boys. It's just different, eh? But it has good trees in there. Like the kind we need. But it also has some we don't. I think it's the way to go, though. I think it's the way to go. So we'll get out of that. Now, backdrop. We will go with, I really don't like how the camera is right there. Go Going with a real basic one. We'll come out of this. It's a lot of mountains. Where we are playing, there's not a lot of mountains. Like, might be some mild. I think that's about as good as we probably will get. We'll try this. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's actually pretty good. Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes, you know, so that makes sense. Now, this is our, I mean, we can choose anything to be our bottom left, but once we start, that's her, you know. Do we go close to the water? Or do we start far from the water? There is no far from the water. Every single corner has some water. Let's go to this corner. Play this way. And we'll call this bottom left, and that makes sense. That's the furthest away from everything. So what we're going to do is we'll back out of this, and it all starts off with, the other thing I'm going to do is go straight up maps, because I want to be able to move around freely. I was on this one that is hole by hole. Google Maps. Starts me at my place. Let's type in Bridges, Winona. Bridges, Winona. And it's very important to get a good start. And then it's just a matter of scaling properly. And you're off to the races. So we are there already. That's such a good picture. Oh, that's clear. We love it. Okay, that's actually so good. We're going to be able to do this well. So anyways, this is what I can see on my computer. Hope you guys can see it too, but it really clearly shows us what's up. Love it. Okay, I do want to turn it not that much. It's like I just want to finagle it a little bit. But that's not going to happen. Okay, so we start off with hole 1. Now, what we got to do to start, I want to go to Sculpt, Terrain Shaping Tools. We are going to go Terrain, let's go Raise. And we are going to go with the biggest box we can. And we're going to, because there's no water, right? So we are going to, it's funny how you can't see the box. Maybe I'll just leave it and fill in the water later. I think, yeah, instead of doing the whole course and making it weird, I'll just do it later as we go. Okay, so it all starts off with, we're going to go Measurement Tool. We have lots of memory. We'll go, we haven't started. We'll go Measurement Tool. Now, first thing I want to do is section off where do they have the clubhouse, right? And that clubhouse, 50 meters is like an index. So it's like 50, 100, 150, 200, 250. So 250 meters. That's like 250 meters. And how far down? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we got a section off just to start about 250 meters this way and about 300 meters that way. I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, just 250. Okay, so 250 in meters times 3 is 750. So I'm going to draw a line here. 750 yards a long way. It's a lot of room. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. So we'll go. We're just sectioning off this. Honestly, 600. Let's go 750. That's a third. And that is what it's about. It's about a third. So we'll go there, 750. That's our reference point. And then this, we go this one again from the bottom. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 times 50, yeah, 50 is 250. Kind of the same. Yeah, we're just 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's close to the same. So we're just going to section that off. That's a lot, but it's correct. And again, it's interesting. It's so cool when it all comes together. Now, what we're going to do, 750, 750, come out to here-ish. And let's just see if we can see the spline. That's about there. So we're going to get online. And the other one is about there. That's not far off. Okay, so we're going to go from here to here. This is just where the driving range is, the clubhouse, all that kind of stuff. So when we back out of it and we look, that's this section. Where's the golf course? The golf course starts here. Now, what we'll do is we're going to start with the holes that are behind the clubhouse. Because at the end of the day, we just have to have them fit. And we'll get that going. Now, the way it works, they've got the clubhouse. They've got 2 holes that run that way. I'm going to go to the pick a hole type of one. I think this would be like the 10th hole. So we're going to start with the 10th hole. So the 10th hole starts beside, it actually starts beside and behind the clubhouse, that its fairway, or its green, is almost at the base of all of this. So we have to have room for a tee shot this way. And we're going to put our green somewhere about here. So again, we can always adjust it later. I'm going to use a measuring tool. And the 10th hole is 148 yards. And it runs along the highway. Now, do I want to include the highway in our course? Probably not. But just in case, we'll start it about here just to give us some space. I'm sure we can use it later some way or another. So this is 148 yards. That'll be our 10th hole there. Now, the tee shot next starts just a little bit behind, but about there. And they actually have it very far down. And you got to kind of hit up on it. So we're going to start here, and we'll go to 11. And 11 is 478 yards and pretty straight away. That's a long hole. I guess par 5 is pretty big. No water though, eh? No water anywhere. So we're going to have to really play with the ground. I wish Zero had 0 water, because that would just be so sensible. But that's okay. It's a beautiful game. Okay, so this is the 11th. And then you go to the 12th. Now the 12th is going to the boundary. So we can really play with area here. It goes, oh, where's the tee box? Yeah, it's just after the green. So it just go forward a little bit. And it's just kind of straight above it. We'll go here. And then it's 398 yards. Now the angle matters. we'll just create a little bit of width, a little bit of space just in case, because there's nothing over there anyways. It's just pure bush. So may as well have it, if anything, it's flaring out than flaring in, that we pinch the rest of the course. Let's have space if anything. So I think that's pretty fair. That's 398-ish. And that is our 12th hole. Then, after 12, this is such a good tool. Holy crow. After the 12th, it's a 375-yard hole. It looks tough, man. Little dog leg. So, the way it goes, it's a little bit beside, but a tad ahead. And we go, where does it bend? It really breaks hard from the 200 point in. So we go 175 on a bit of an angle in. Then at 175, it kind of straightens out for 200 more yards. It's a 375-yard hole. So now we go here, and we go that for another 275. That's a weird hole. A good one, though. Like, it's you probably have to bend your tee shot or give up something. Okay, let's go there. You know what? We're going to put it right on the water. It'll be less to fix later, because it'll raise the ground automatically when it's time. So that is 13. Then 14. This is so neat the way they do this. It's perfect. 322. Ooh, a little left-handed draw. Mwah. This is a good hole. We're going to like that hole. 322, and it breaks. Oh, there is a creek halfway. That's pretty exciting. So, yep, exciting. So 322, and it's at 150. So 222. It's only 170 out that the creek is. Yeah, 178. So now in relationship to that green, which is here, it's then sideways like so. And we go, get our bearings here when we back it out. Just looking for revenge. Now, we'll go 178, and it comes down to about the middle of, not even quite where that breaks off, but you get the idea. It comes down a little bit. That's more at that halfway point of here. And so that we want 178. And then we need another 150. Yeah, that'll work. 150. We'll end up going 160 because of what we done. She finicky. There we go. Okay. So that's pretty good. Then, hole 15 is going to go goes back the total other direction, I think. This will be interesting. So I think all the tee boxes are buried inside. So there's our green there, and I just want to retrace here. Okay. So this was 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Oh, yeah, the way I lined them. Okay, so we got, oh, that's the other element to it, is all of this. I should have been putting it in here. We'll see if we run out of room. How are we for, yeah, we'll never know. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll just do it and see what happens. So we have 15. So again, this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Now with 15, 15 goes kind of right back the other way, but straight to 62. And then 16 goes down and kind of beside. Wonder if I should have gone more this way. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, out of that one, 262. You go to the right and then just straight down 387. So this should be about here. More so like here. And this should be 387. That's actually pretty good. And we can make this, like, just so they know, we put that angle like that, but honestly, it can kind of be anywhere around there. Anywhere around there. That's about, that's good. So that takes us to 16. Then 17 goes back up 404. And it starts just kind of straight sideways and a little bit back. And it's pretty straight ahead, 404. We're going to do that. And just know that we got to balance it that it fits between these two. We can always shimmy this up a little bit or vice versa, but that should be good. And then 18, how does she finish? Interesting. So off of that green, which is here, we then go here, and it's a dog leg left. And it's quite an angle. It goes out, the big bend is at 150. So we go 190 like so. It's about right. And then we go 150 like so. And that is pretty good. The angle might end up being a little bit stronger, but there's our opening 9. Now it'll be neat to see if we have enough room. Because honestly, what I did was I sectioned off this, which I think we can still get away with, but it's like the clubhouse is actually in here. I should have done this 10th hole right here at the very bottom of this, but I think we got tons of room. It's kind of iffy. Yeah, we'll see how she goes. I might end up, I think there's a thing where I can move all the measurements down. That would be phenomenal. Or I start again from scratch, but I don't think we'll have to. Okay, now we go to hole number 1. This is such a good tool. It's called GolfLink. Golflink.com. You go to the course and it gives you good overhead views. You can really, it's helpful. I mean, I don't know if it has courses across the world, but definitely has Bridges Golf Course from Winona, Minnesota. That's for sure. Okay, now hole number 1 is not the furthest left. It's actually the second closest left. And it's not that far away from this 17. But on the downside, this should be here. So that tee box here, this tee box on 10 should be pretty level with these greens actually. Like not quite, but pretty level. So it's at the bend. Yes, that makes sense. So here's the bend. And we should have our tee shot from about halfway between here and here, and this should be where the first hole is. And that makes sense. We're going to move it up a tad just to create some width, some space. It's 325 and it's pretty straight ahead. So we'll just go 325 like so. Get rid of that cherry tree that's going to be in the middle of the fairway eventually. So that's 325. Then we go to hole number 2, and I think there's a bit of a drive, like a little bit of a cart path, you know? For that one, I want to go to this image, and I'm just going to drag. So hole number 1, you go up, then it's cart path for... Actually, not that long. That might even be water down there. Is that water? Nope, just another tree. Yeah, just another tree. Okay, so that is about 60 yards up. Then there's the more cart paths. So let's go to our GolfLink page. Hole number 2 is 192. So we go up, about 60 yards. And then this hole is 192, and it's pretty straight up. Oh, it's a par 3. It's not going to be a dog leg. Wow, is she finicky, man. She finicky. Okay, 178. Welcome, guys. This will be the most boring 50 hours of your life. In the chat, type in for me. Who is this? Now, what we're doing is we're building a course for a friend. And, it's the course that they play in real life, and we're going to try to, I love nothing more than playing the course that I'm used to playing all the time. So what we have GolfLink, which shows you each hole. I don't know if that picks up very well, but you get the idea. I get the overhead view. I get how many yards. I can see all the tee boxes. I can see where the sand is, you name it, all that good stuff. So we did the back 9 already. That's hole number 2. Now we got to look at, in relationship to this green, where to next. So I'm going to go to the bigger picture golf map here. And there's hole 1. There's hole 2. Hole 3. Oh, you got to drive a little bit, I think. You'd go forward almost 100 yards. Then, yeah, it's hard to even tell which would be which. Could be either way. Okay, we'll know when we get there, because this one has 3 bunkers, 1 on the left, 2 at the green on the right. So we'll click on this. Yeah, so this is hole 3. But what's weird is that really we gotta really bend this out, because there's not a lot of room over here for all of this. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to move all these measurements. We'll see how it goes. So 542, and it's like 100-yard drive, probably, like in terms of like cart. So we're gonna go forward a little bit. Then we're going to fan it out, because I think it does go to the right. It's 542 yards. We're probably going to run out of space. So it's, that's going to be 542. So to the 200's pretty straight, all the way to the 150. So it's like 370 of it, 500. So from 150... yeah, it'd be about 300 where it bends. So we go to about 300. Yeah, we're going to have to bring all these down, or we're going to run out of space. 300, and then it doglegs a little bit more for the last 140. And we're really bending it so much just because we don't want to run out of space, but we'll see how that looks when it's all said and done. Now we go to hole 4, which I'm assuming is just right on top of that. Yeah, it's right on top of that. And it's a dog leg in the opposite direction. It's 366 yards, and the bend is at 150. So it's like 210 and then the bend. So we go 210, and then it's going to bend for 150, and it runs pretty parallel to this other one. Pretty parallel. And that should do that. I don't know. We might have to redo those. I don't know. We might run out of room. We'll see. Because we wasted some room at the bottom, so we might have to move all the measurements down. We'll go to hole number 5. And 5 is a big dog leg left, 483. Don't love the fact that it's 483 because, that's just not good for us because we're running out of room. So we're going to go here. And it's 483. The bend is at about 200. So we're going to go 283 straight up, which we won't have room for. Yeah, we're going to have to move all of these down. Now, what I'm going to do, we are going to select one of them. We'll go out of it. Now, we'll go to profile menu. Yeah, man, I gotta be able to move all of these. I think you can move every single measurement in tandem, like select them all. Could be wrong. Let's go to this cursor. Good. Measurement. Delete or clear all. How about no? I don't want to do either of those things. Is that all you could do? Okay, boys, this could get interesting. There's a chance. Add distance. Nah, that's all you could do. I thought you could move every one of them in tandem. So, I'm going to back up a little bit. Let's go to measurement. We're as far back as we can get. So we did every single hole. But here's the deal. We squared off room for the clubhouse. Then we started building every hole here. Turns out the clubhouse is in the middle. And so we need the space down here. Now, the good news is this. I've done it already once, so I'm actually going to be able to do it so easily now. So we are going to, it starts off with, this hole is like 150. Okay, so it's about 150. So we go down, see how there's this other hole here? So we need room for a hole here. And we'll go here, and this will be 150. Now, once we have dropped that, that's a lot of duplicate work right there. But it is what it is. We should have been better. We're going to go to hole, this will go so fast though, now that we've done it once. So hole number 10 is 150. Hole number 11 is 478, and it's pretty straight ahead. So we go here. Now I want to get like the green and the tee box. How do they line up? The tee box of the next one's a little bit advanced. It's not right underneath it. No, never mind. There is a tee box underneath it too. So we're going to start here and we go 478, and it's actually pretty straight. There's no real bend to it. We'll come out to here. We can ignore that other spline. We don't need it. Close enough, 477. And now we go to hole 12. Hole 12 starts right of. Not by much though. Yeah, you kind of just walk straight ahead, and then there's hole 12, and it's 398, and it's pretty straight. It fans out, like flares out a little bit, but just a little bit. That's close enough. Then hole 13 continues just above and left. It's actually kind of straight left. We'll go here. and a little bit forward, and it's 375 yards long. There's a little bit of a break at 200, so there's 200 left, so that's 275 to the drive, and then there's a bit of a break this way. It just straightens out a little bit for the last 200. That's a pretty big par 5. Well, that's actually, because par 5 is not that long. There's that. Now, we've got the 275 there. Let's get to the next hole, 14. We'll be coming back and down the other way. So let's go here, 14. 14's a big dog leg, 322. So we go here. Now, what I'm going to do really quickly is oh, never mind. I can't delete it. So we're going to leave it and we're going to be able to pick out which is which. So that green, we go a little bit forward, but mostly down. And then it's 322 with a big dog leg at 150. So we go about 172. And the angle in goes to about halfway of this bend. So this bend here, it's about halfway through this bend. And we go 172, so right about there. Then 150 in, and that's pretty straight. Really wish I had deleted all these other lines. Where are we at? That's the 150. Now, what I might do, if I go to this, I think I can delete these lines when I'm on cursor. So we go measurement, delete. Yeah, it just deletes the one I'm looking at. Delete. Good. That'll clean things up because it gets really weird if we got multiple things going. Okay, so that's good. That's good. It's neat how that wraps around. That's good. That's good. That's good. This is good. And then I'm going to get rid of this. Measurement, delete. In our being extra careful and trying to kill things that don't matter. Delete. Delete. That'll clean things up a little bit. Okay, so we like that. It's going to make a lot more sense very shortly. And we're going to be able to get into the actual hole building pretty quickly. So this, we need to delete. So this is hole 13 that goes like this, bit of a dog leg. And then 14 is a dog leg to the right. And the way it works, let me find my bearings here. I must have spun it around. Okay. Oh yeah, this is where we ran out of room. Measurement, delete. Measurement, delete. Measurement, delete. Okay. So again, there's 10, 11, 12, 13, and then 14, that dog leg to the right. Now what happens is 15 is interesting and I think cuts like total opposite direction. So we got 14. Good, so this was 14. We cut right back and kind of parallel. So this one here is like we get the tee boxes to the left. It's almost as far back, but not quite. And it runs quite parallel. So let's get on our measurement tool. And it goes 262. And it's pretty straight ahead. But it runs away from that tee box. We go 262, something like this. Should probably start it further back so it fits. Yeah, because that's almost running into it. And these should be like pretty parallel, I think. Yeah, tee box, not that far back. 262. And it kind of runs into, it's about 3/4 of this. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, so it'll be right about there. And then 16 will turn and run alongside the hole below us. So it's 387 and it's pretty straight ahead. So 387 pretty straight ahead. You get off that green and it's kind of immediately, and it's 387 pretty straight ahead and runs fairly parallel to this hole. 387. When we're doing the actual laying of the hole, we'll be precise with 387. Now 17. 17 is a dogleg left. So we turn back around. And the tee box is a little further back than the green of the other hole. Now it is a dogleg left. And we go, it's a 404-yard hole. And it bends at about 200. So it's pretty even. So we're going to go create a little bit of width. And it goes 204 this way. And then 200 this way. That's cutting her tight. Now, where does it end in relationship to that other green? It ends left of it. So it's more this way. Good. Then, that was 17. Then 18 comes back with a dog leg left. It's 340 and it bends at 150. And the tee box, it appears, is a little bit behind. Yeah, so it goes this way. And that is for 240 yards. Bends at 150, so it's actually going to be just 190 of straight. It's pretty short. I guess you got to try to hook it around. And then 190, then 150. And the green ends up significantly away from this tee box. 190. Perfect. That's pretty good. And that has you back in. And the clubhouse is right here. Then you go to hole number 1, which is right here. And hole number 1, straight ahead, 325. We go this way. So these are all the ones that I have to get rid of. 325. Good, we'll just do that. Now I'm going to go to the cursor and just delete. Get rid of all of this. Delete. 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 delete, delete. I wonder if we can delete an area, but I guess you gotta be on, and I can't clear all because that would kill everything. Oh, come on, baby. Delete. Okay, so we'll run into more trouble later, but this is 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 clubhouses right here. This is where we're at with hole number 1. Now we make hole number 2. Now, while I'm just here anyways, just going to quickly delete that. Delete that. Good. So that was hole number 1. Now, hole number 2, par 3, 192. You have to go forward about 60 feet. And then we'll get on our measure tool. And this goes a little bit to the right, but 192. Obviously dead straight ahead as it's a par 3. Then we go to hole number 3. Hole number 3, you go up about 50 yards and a little bit to the right. And then it's a big hole, 542. Dogleg is at about the 200. So we go 542, we go 342. And then it doglegs at a light angle for another 150. That would be correct, 542. So we went 342. So 200 left. And just on this angle here for 2 bills. And that's good enough. Now, what we're going to do is go back to this measure tool. And we're just going to kill these. That was on our first take where we didn't build the clubhouse in the right spot. Okay, so that takes us to hole number 4. Hole number 4 wraps right back around. The tee box is further back than the green. So we're going to go back a bit. It runs fairly parallel to the last hole. And it's 366 with the big bend at about 150. So we'll go 211, 216 really. And then 216. Yeah, and then we go 150. So this one's just a par 4. Then you go further back for the next tee box. And that'll be hole 5. It's a dogleg left, and it's a short start to it. 483, and the dogleg's at like 250, not even. 483. Say it was at 280. So we're really only going to go about 200 yards this way. Then we'll go 280 on an inversion left. That's a tough hole. 283. Good enough. Now we come back. And next hole 6 is just 189, and it runs quite parallel to this. So we'll go here, 189. Good. And then looks like we go down and left. Yeah. It's almost above the green a little bit. And it's 379, and it's a bit of a dogleg left. The big bend is almost at 100. So 379. So we're going to go 279, kind of straight down. And then it's about here that it's going to break for 104 yards in a bit. Play with that later. That's pretty good. And then 8. 8 turns right back around. No, keeps going down. So I'm going to go back to 7 really quickly and just identify. Yeah, next tee box is just like directly left and down. So we get off this hole, we go left, and it goes straight down right away. 372, and it's not much of a dog leg. It's pretty straight. So 372. Good enough for now. And then 9 is 416 and pretty straight, and that should get us to beside the clubhouse. And the tee box is a little bit behind the green, but barely. And it's pretty straight ahead. Little dog leg left, barely, at about 150. So we're going to go 260. Then it just shallows out a little bit for the last 260, yeah, 155. And that should take us to the clubhouse, which it does. We did it, boys. That's pretty good. So this looks like nothing. It looks like pure gibberish nothing, but we actually laid it out that every tee box in green is going to start and end right where it should. And now we go to creating holes. So creating holes, we start with number 1. Number 1 goes out this way. So this was 10. 1 goes here. And I really need to move. Yeah, create holes. We start here. And this is hole 1, but we always want to put our marker about 150 away, roughly, or at least like halfway down the fairway. This looks about right. And that's where the green will go. Why is there a bunker? Let's go to... Now, firstly, we're going to save. This game, beautiful, but it does crash every once in a while. So imagine if we lost that progress. So we don't want any of that life. Now, let's go to settings. So there's terrain settings too, right? So we got theme, terrain settings. Oh, now we got to go to course settings. Tee box settings is fine. Fairway settings. These fairways looked pretty thin. And I will leave everything pretty standard. Fairway start. We'll make it like 50. Being weird. We'll just leave it at standard. Rough, green, bunker settings. There should be one where it's like, how many bunkers do you want? Green settings, rough settings, fairway settings. So there's those course settings, but we should be able to choose. Terrain settings, like, at the end of the day, we can erase those bunkers, but we want the bunkers that are true to life, right? So create holes. Yeah, I really think there's a setting about bunkers, but I'm not going to take forever. We'll be able to change it after, even if it's wrong. So go to create more holes. So that is hole 1. We back out, we go find hole 2. And it's a par 3. So we just click on this twice. And we'll be able to kill the random bunkers later. Then we go to hole 3. This is a par 5 with a bend. So we're going to put it right on the bend. And that takes us to here. And again, we'll be able to kill all that other stuff. Then we have the next hole. Big bend here. And this is hole 4. Takes us into here. That is good. And we can always micro adjust tee boxes for perfect yardage. Then we have hole 5. Dog leg left. Good. Then hole 6. And that is pretty straight away. That's the 262 yard hole. So we'll just put that right there. I think that's that one. No, it's just a par 3. Never mind. The other one's on the back. You get off of that, hop onto here. Hole 7. Dog leg left. A lot of bunkers. Hole 8. And hole 8's pretty straight away. So we'll just put that about there. Probably could have put that up a little further, but that's okay. And then hole 9. And there's a dog leg. So we usually put the marker right on the dog leg. And there's 9. We'll have to get rid of all the water. There's no water. Well, there's some, but very little. Then we'll go 10. And it's a par 3. And it's 148. So we can put it there. Going crazy with the bunkers. We're going to have to erase all the bunkers and put in the proper ones. Then hole 11 is 478. And it's pretty straight ahead to T. We'll go about there. Let's back it up a little bit. One thing I can't remember is when you have a par 5, I think you can click twice, but I can't remember exactly how that works. Then we go here for hole 12. That's pretty far back, but is what it is. And hole 12 is 398. Yeah, I don't know why we went so far back. It's a little bit sus. 398. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's a straightaway one. So we're going to go like this. And we're going to recreate that. Because on this, yes, I don't know why I went. You know what? This. Yeah, there's 2 holes. 13's just like a continuation. Yeah, hopefully it works out. That's a little strange that I started it that far back. We'll see. Everything has made perfect sense to this point. So this should be 398. Yeah, pretty close. So we'll go to this. Then we go to 398. Elusive 398. There we go. Now this tee box here, it is beside. Okay, so this is not bad. We're back. We're good on track. And this is a dog leg a little bit. Yeah. $471. Let's see, 13. because we had those two different markers, eh? I think one of these is bunk. Okay, so 11. $11. 12 should just be further up. So what we're going to do, because we can do this, I'm going to delete that hole, I'm going to delete this hole, and we could just pick it up. So 12, we have everything else perfect. This will make sense. So 12 really is straight over top of this, and it's 398. And it's straight. So a little bit of bend to right. And that bend happens at about 150. So we'll go 250-ish. But I want it a little more than 250. Man, this thing's finicky, but cool. Okay, so we'll do this. 250 and 150. No, I didn't want to do that. Okay, delete that 12. Maybe I got back out. Click that. Okay, I'll delete it. Create holes. So 250. Then 150. And the whole hole's 398. And we can always play with the T-boxes when we get there, which we will, and that'll be like very finite. Okay, now this next one, 13, is T-box is beside and just off the top corner. And it is pretty straight. With it's kind of interesting. At about 150, it goes right. So 150, so we go 225. And then we go to 375 on a bit of an angle. Good. That'll do that. So we are past the point of looking at those markings. We're almost done. And 14, and we're off the markings. We go just straight beside the T, beside this green. And the angle takes us to, we should be above the second hole. But right almost in between them. And it's 322 with the bend at 150, and there's a creek. So 322, the bend's at 150. So we go about 175-ish. And then this goes right in between these two. And it's 322. Kind of a short hole. That'll do good enough. That is perfect. Okay, nice. Now when you get off of 14, 15 is going to go down. Yeah, so you're down, but you're a little bit in. And this is pretty straight ahead. This is the 262. Yeah, you kind of run even this way. That's 262, but what we're going to do is, got to put the marker in the middle because it's par 4. That's good. Again, when we drop the tee boxes, we can slide them yard by yard very easily at that point. Then 16 runs down and beside 13, and the tee box is below that green and a little bit inside, which sucks because there's not a lot of room there. But yeah, it's not bad. Okay, so 16, 330, 387. Not much of a bend. It's pretty straight. So we go here, and it's just pretty much straight down. 387. About there. 12, 13. Yeah, we should be kind of like that. That should be good. Oh, okay. We'll go back. I forgot to double click. So down and this way. So find out what 387 is. Now let's go just like 250 off T-box. Then let's go to 387. That'll do that. That'll be good. Then 17. 17 is 404. So we have T-box. It's a dog leg left, but pretty mild. Like it's going to kind of show up straight, but it does dog leg left a little bit. And it does it at 250. And the T-box is straight sideways and a little bit back. So we're going to go up to about there. Is that 200? It's about 200 and 200. Yeah. We'll go there. And then in relationship to the others, where's that T-box? We should be, so there's a creek there. The hole beside us, which I'm guessing 16. We should be somewhat near these tee boxes, and it's 404. Yeah, that's pretty good. 404, somewhere in there. Yeah, that's not bad. And then then we go 18. Now in relationship, I think we go back and left. That T, that green there, yeah. So we go just here-ish. Some of these yellows are messing me up a little bit, but they were removed. So this goes 340, and the bend is at 150. So we go 190. That's interesting. Hole one is there. Yeah, I guess that's just the practice green. Might be a chipping place over there. Okay, so 190, and then it kind of just comes down. How am I in relationship to that other green? It's quite different. It'd be higher up. And this is 340. That's pretty good. That's actually spatially like bang on-ish. Okay, all 18 holes are laid down. Now what we're going to do is we will go to measure. Actually, we'll go to cursor. We'll get on one of these measurements. Clear all. Confirm. That's a good thing that they ask you, do you really want to clear all? But see how much cleaner that is? There's our course, boys. Well, there's your course, boys. I'm looking forward to playing it. Now, really quickly, before we make it cute, like, actually, no, I was going to just play it without it having any edits, but I'm not going to do that. That'll ruin it. So here we are, hole number 1. And what we want to do is, let's get to the first hole. It's 325, and now I'm going to go to the scorecard. There are 5 different pins, but you guys would never play the 5,000 yard pins. There's 2 different white pins. So what we will do is we'll definitely make the gold pins, which are 6,800. Then we'll do the blue pins, which is probably what you guys play. No offense if you're playing the golds. But blue's what like normal good golfers would play, you know? We definitely don't need to make the 5,000 yard pins. So we'll have 3 sets of pins. And one will play 6,800, one will play 6,300, one will play 5,823. So the first hole, there's 377, 372, and 345. So it starts out with this box here. Now, firstly, you can change the style of tee box. I should zoom in on one of these. I was going to make them circular because I love circular, but we're not here for what I love. We're here to mimic what do they actually do. And you know what, boys? I think they go circular. They do. They have a lot of circular boxes. Don't we love circular boxes, fellas? It's my favorite type. So what we're going to do is we're going to change these. When we go hole options, tee box options, let's go to, you know what? What I'm going to do firstly, I'm going to move the camera really quickly. So we go here and we'll go down to, we're just going to change, move camera display. We'll just put bottom left because I need to be able to see certain things. That'd be in the way. That's pretty good. What's the one thing I can, yeah, L1, I'm good. Okay, so that's out of the way nicely and we'll just lock it in there. Now, okay, so here we are. This is hole 1. We are going to go to hole options. We'll go, oh, this is where we can do some of these settings. So firstly, let's go tee box settings. And the first thing is going to be, shape is going to be a circle. And it's going to be a real circle. Where's circle, circle, circle? Is my head in the way? Maybe it, oh, just the first one. I'm pretty good at things. Guys, I have a cold. I'm not even thinking straight. Okay, so there's our first one. And the first tee boxes are gold. So we are going to go to, back out of that, we go to tee box color. Tee box color will be gold. Looks pretty just basic yellow to me, but tee markers. Now, I have no idea what their tee markers look like. Just for the moment, when we change one, it changes all of them. So we'll just go simple, and we'll just drop this little bad boy right there. That barely looks, from that angle, it looks gold. Certain reflections there, it didn't look too gold, you know, but I have hills on 0. This is undulated as fuck. We're going to flatten it out, but I mean, why is 0 so, like 0 water should be 0 water, and 0 undulation, like 0 hills, should be 0. This is pretty hilly for 0. Okay, so that's good. Now, this is hole 1, but what we need to do is we're going to zoom in, and we're going to click on goal tee. We're going to go add tee. And we'll go forward, and we have to figure out the blue tees play from 372. This is 322. We're on the right hole? Yeah, we're on the right hole. Oh, I wonder. Okay, where would I get that info from? Okay, when I go on this. Oh, boys. 377. Yeah. That should be 377. So it comes down to, I gotta buy some room here. Hole number 1. Okay, so hole number 1. Yeah, we're gonna have to invade that clubhouse a little bit. We'll even it out. Okay, so that's 10. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna go to 10.
Is this 2K25?
It is, buddy. And we're just going to move that tee box this way a tiny bit. And then hole number 10, literally creating a course for some dudes from Minnesota in one of my dynasties where I'm North Texas. So this is their like real life course. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move the green. If I move the pin, does the green move too? We're about to find out. So this is 148. So we go this way till we're at 148. Drop it there. Now the green did not move, so we got to go to hole 10 options. Green settings. Green side bunkers. I should have done that on the first hole.
Go out. Appreciate this soothing background video while I finish work. For the early review in Discord later, slightly smiling face.
Nice. See, the other thing, wherever that flag is, I can always move this tee box a little bit and then it'll be okay. So when I go like this, we're going to move this tee box a little bit this way, and that'll should change the entire hole properly. Good. So now 11's back to good. How on earth did I make the first hole 322 when it's 377? That is bananas. I do wonder. Oh yeah, the flag's right there. Oh, you know what you can do? Hole 10 options. Add pin. Add tee, hole 10. Hole 10 settings. I'm just going to delete the hole and just remake it real quick. It's so easy. Confirm. Then we'll go to create a hole. Yeah, that'll be a piece of cake. Okay. I'm like, why is that hole 10? That should be hole 11. So what we're going to do is go... Just got to figure out the yardages on hole 10 is 148. We'll go with the measuring tool first, just so we do it right. We want our green to be about here. And then, what is this? What is this chicanery? Okay, 148. So it'll start about there. Okay. So we can go back to create a hole. And we can start it right there. And make it 148. And we're back to good. Now, what we got to do is that really changed the number of the holes in a weird way. Hopefully that becomes 10. Okay, so we are going to go to hole 18 options. There should be a setting where you switch which hole it is. Hole 18 settings. Hole par 3 reorder hole. This should be 10. Yeah, 10. Now, when we did that, does it make everything else proper? Yes, clean. Okay, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Yeah, that's good. Okay, now what we got to do is, for hole number 1, where does it end? We just want to make sure it ends at the correct point so that it makes sense. So hole number 1 is almost adjacent to the 17th hole's green, just shy of it. So oh, they changed a lot. Is this 10? Oh yeah, that would be hole 8. So this should be about here. Okay. So this green should just be more nestled up here. So what we're going to do is we're going to get on this hole and hole 1 options. We're going to go settings. Move hole. Nice. Okay, so what I can do is when I move the hole, it stays intact, which is great. And I just want it to be a little bit over here. And go on this. And move the waypoint. That works. Where's the tee box? Good. And hold gold. Move tee. Should be 377. So when I go here, so they build a box, yes. A very strange box, but we'll figure it out. Okay, good. So I think everything's clean now. I think everything works out. Because one's pretty straight, and now the green ends pretty much where it should. Although those are a little tight together there. So we got to do this again, which sucks. Okay. Hole options. Hole 1 settings. Move hole. Why is it so far up there? Okay, so there should be a little bit of space. This should be like there. It'd be neat to see what that did to the tee box. That's not bad. Okay, that's not bad at all. Okay. Because those should be about the same. Yeah, that's cool. Okay, so everything. It's funny because 9 is not that dog leggy. So we're going to zoom in on this and just move that a little bit. That's a lot better. Okay, cool. Okay, so all of that is pretty much done. So the whole course layout fits. Everything is where it should be. So again, the bad part is when you go on terrain settings, it doesn't really do a great job. Like again, if I pick 0, why do we have so much water when I pick 0? Why is it so hilly when I pick that? So trees, we're actually gonna drop it back a bit. Let's drop it to like 35. And we'll see how that goes. And we want to have it so that it really mimics what's going on. Now, we want to also have, okay, hole number 1. We'll have to do this because we didn't do it on the first one, bunker-wise. Okay, I'm going to go to, yeah, we just got to even clean up the tee boxes. So this is 377 and it's gold. That is wonderful. Now what we want to do is
other users to play on your courses.
Yeah.
That's kind of a game changer.
Totally. You can play your created courses together. You can play your created courses together. And you can put them in leagues and stuff like that. I've created about 4 or 5 courses from other years. Like, I love creating courses. It's kind of ridiculous. It's fun. Hold 1 gold tee. Okay, now I want to add tees. So the other tee is blue. Now, it's a lot easier when you're just making a course. Oh my goodness, that would be so good. I gotta play around with how leagues work, but that's totally something we should do. We gotta get something going like that for certain. Okay, so 377. The next one's 372. Yeah, that'll be awesome. So there's no way that this is a circle. Maybe they put, so what we're going to do is we're going to have a big circle here because the tee boxes are just 10 yards apart. So let's go. Oh, they can go on the same box and that's good. Okay, so what we'll do is we won't have it that far up, but put the yellows there. $377 because you get nothing. Like that's a little advantage. Of course, did I put the gold ones at the front like an idiot? Okay, let's put these here. And now we move these to 372. All right. Then, so why is there so much water on this course? Now, what I got to do, I should actually take away all the water before I even start laying stuff down because then I'll just have to redo it later. So terrain shaping tools flatten. We go fuzzy brush in page 4. Make it big. We're going to raise it a little bit. And the bigger we make it, the less it hurts. Yeah, so what we got to do, we have terrain flatten, we got to go terrain raise. Because that actually brought it down on average. Terrain raise. Make it bigger. Raise it till the water's just gone. That's 9 feet. You don't really want to do that too much. Let's see what it's like if there's a bit of water there. Did it clean it at all? A little bit. Okay, so what we're going to do is go terrain, raise, fuzzy brush.
Go course.
Haha. Yeah, this is Winona, Minnesota for Kubi and the boys.
Whose course?
Yeah. See, the thing is, I put water on 0, and there's a lot of water on this course for starting it out at 0. A little cleaner. Like, really, you don't want to have to do this. It's so lame. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go, yeah, it's on terrain raise. I'm going to make it a little smaller, that fuzzy brush. A little more right to the point. There we go. Now, a 1.8 is probably too much or not enough. It's wild. Man, okay, now we'll go flat and it should be okay. That's so funny. Let's get ground level.
He turned K-Mac into Pete Dye.
That's so funny. Okay, so I can't use flatten because it just takes the averages and sucks it down. So what we're going to do is we actually have to do some solid. This is just lame, but we'll do it. See how we're going to make this. We're just going to raise it. Not that much, though. Raise it. Raise it. Raise it. It's so lame that you gotta do it for the whole course, though. Like, it should just be that if you pick 0 water, there should be 0 water. Now, we just want to flatten this. Now we're going to go to a negative and just see what
Would
happens.
raising it all help with the water?
Well, just because the water table is at a certain level, and then see if that flattens things in general. Now the other thing is, okay, let's go, you know what it is? I gotta go landscape flattening tool. It's way more effective. Yeah, that's way better. And quicker. There we go. Thank goodness. I'm like, what the hell is going on? This is so weird. It's usually better than that. Then you can just go around and really quickly smooth that out a little bit. Bye-bye water. Landscape tool coming in strong. Okay, now we'll we're going to go landscape raise. And we'll make it the size of this. And we'll go till it gets, well, 8 feet stupid, but we'll then flatten it. That's actually not bad. Touch that once. It's more than we need. Touch that once. 6 feet was like way too much, but who cares? It'll work. And then we'll go to flatten it and make it big. And that should do it. Got to raise this a bit. And there we go. Raise that a bit. Good. Okay, so there's the first tee box. Now, gotta get rid of this. I just can't believe they put water in places where you're not asking for water. Now here we're going to go down a little bit. As long as we don't touch a water table. Good. Because we don't want there to be like a hump in front of the tee box. Let's go down significantly. We're just being lazy and fast. Okay, we did so big that... No, that's actually just good. Okay, that's nice. Why do we have... Oh, I was like, why do we have 3 sets of tees? Okay, so that's a good box. Love a good box. Now, create surfaces. We go back to sculpting. We go flatten. We don't go fuzzy brush on these. We want it to be like very profound. So we just go here, make it a little bigger, flatten that, and it should be like perfectly flat. Good. Okay, now just for fun, just for a moment, let's play hole 1. We'll then go fix everything. So it's 264 yards to what? There's as far as we can drive. So it's a 377 yard hole. It's pretty straight ahead. We're going to play with all the trees. We're going to get rid of all the bad stuff. Now let's go. Let's just go shank it right. We'll be okay though. Top of this hill. That's first swing of the day. You know, we forgot what we were doing. But we can still dial it up. We still get it close here. This will be a beauty. Let's go. Ah, it's much better. Put it tight. Put it tight. What? Were we on a weird surface? How? That felt good. Okay, so this, fold that computer down. It's a chip. Where are we going to land it, boys? About there? About there? That's pretty stable little green. Back a little bit. Oh, they like it. They like it. Roll right up, baby. Then we'll tap her in for a little par. 6-footer tap in. Okay, so we parred hole 1. Now we're going to exit the playtest because gotta go back to edit course. We gotta make it Winona specific. So, what is there? On the first hole, I wish I could get ground level, but it looks like about 3 dense trees about 100 yards in. 3 dense trees about 100 yards in. So let's go hole 1. Where are you? I'm so blind. Okay, so around here, so part of me is like, do I get rid of all these trees? Because there's literally none of these trees exist. So we're going to go to nature. Now let's go bulldozer. Clear generated trees. We'll use this brush. And we can always play with that. Okay, so these generated trees, it looks like on the first hole, hard to tell because they have some icons in the way. I want to look at the Google map as well. Let's back it up here to the first hole. Clubhouse. Okay, so there are 2 trees in this area, literally 2. So we're going to remove, this looks like plants and bushes. Oh yeah, I guess I should have, when I selected them, picked delete. Did I not select delete? Now, here's the deal. I'm deleting trees. Maybe it's very specific. Maybe I'm just going to clear generated objects. Maybe those are like plants or bushes or something, and there's like a difference. Maybe. And maybe it's something different. That just did it without being asked. Good. Did the trick. Okay, so from this tee box on hole number 1, there's a cart path. And there's 2 relatively large trees. So what we'll do is we'll go to objects, nature, trees. We're going to go with the theme because we don't want to waste memory. We'll back up. I think we'll just go with like, that looks pretty good. That looks even better. I like it. Let's pick that bad boy right there. Now, in relationship to the tee box, because I want Kubi, and I want dangly sack, dangly ball sack, whatever, dangly sack. I want them to be like, wow, we are at Winona. Now, truth is, not every tree is going to be exactly where it should be, but you get the idea. Okay, so this one's a little bit behind. And this one of the tee box on the first hole is pretty much beside, maybe a little bit ahead, but pretty much beside. All right, then when you move forward, and that's a bad play. Let's undo one. You never go exact same size and don't spin it a little. Like, no 2 trees are the same, right? There we go. So now that's probably not what I wish I had a side view to know what those trees looked like, but hopefully they look something like that. Trying, boys, I'm trying. Now, then there's 1 tree off to the right. It's dirty. That's a bad tree. Why is it there? It's like at the beginning of the fairway.
What hole is this?
This is the first hole. Now, what kind of trees do you think they are? Like, on the course. I have oak selected right now, but maybe that ain't it. So this is like the first tee box. Let me back out here. This is the whole run. So it's like first hole, second hole, third hole.
Those look pretty accurate.
4th hole, 5th hole, 6th hole, 7th hole, 8th hole, 9th hole. You're back at the clubhouse. Then 10th hole, a little par 3. Then 11.
11 is their signature hole.
That's a par 5, eh? 478, this big banger. There it is, 11. Then you go up for 12. And then 13, little dogleg right, but barely. And you spin around to 14, little dogleg right, but barely. 15, pretty straight ahead. 16, you come down here, almost near the clubhouse. Clubhouse would be right there. 17, you go back up and away from the clubhouse a little bit, turn right back around for 18, boom, and that's where people drink beer. How's she looking? Yeah, buddy, we're trying, man. We're trying. Now, a couple things we're not impressed about. When you set water to 0, there's still a ton of freaking water. And then I got to go play with the landscaping tools to remove the water. Like, I know there's some water here and there, but it's pretty rare, eh? Like, there's not a lot of water that I can see on the course. Like, here, if I zoom in, on the first...
Back to Legos, though.
Gotcha. Enjoy. Now...
Yay, it's a dry course for the most part.
Yeah, like, I think I see one creek that runs through it, eh? Pleasant Valley Creek. Yeah. Where's our first hole? There it is. Okay, so on this hole, there's one tree there. There's some pines a little bit after that. Let's go to pine. But they're kind of like tall, skinny pine. That maple doesn't look too bad. Spruce. We could do spruce. That's a spruce. And that is about... Wish we had... Oh, you know what we are going to do? Let's put markers. I think that'll help every hole that we build. But, okay, excuse me. So, the first tree, start of the fairway here. Then, it's like a little row of pine. Did that plant? Nope. Again, we spin it, change of size. Looks like there's about 4 of them, and I could be so wrong. Could be a different style of tree. I have a topical view here. Hard to say. So we'll do that. Bring her down a bit. Okay, so that looks good. Then, the reality is from here to the beginning of something there. That's around where... Okay, so around here, like until this, like these trees don't exist. So we're going to go to our clear generated objects. And there's literally nothing. There's literally nothing around here. Let's go like this. And let's just run through this. Good, so that should kill all that. I hope. Good. May as well get these little guys right there. Good. Okay. So off the tee, you got these 2, you got that 1, you got these 3. Then in real life, there's nothing for 100 yards. So we're just going to gas these. These don't exist. And then at the 150. Now what we're going to do is go into like course settings and we're going to put markers in. It'll just help with all the planting. So tee box settings. I wonder what kind of marking system they use at their course, but we'll just do anything. Fairway settings. No, I doubt it's in here. Okay. Theme, terrain settings. Hole 1 options. Bunker settings. So firstly with bunkers. Never mind. Green settings, fairway settings. There is a place, there's so many things to it, eh? It's like, how do you get to just markers in general? So, create surfaces. That ain't it. Oh, you know what we're going to do with terrain settings? We don't want any grass. We'll put it low. There's no rocks needed per se. Let's go plants like next to nothing. Let's go trees next to nothing. Just because at the end of the day, we're creating it anyways, so. That really cleaned things out. Holy crow, did that clean things out. You know what's funny? They cleaned out the trees and the plants so well. Why is there water? Like, we have it on 0. We should have 0 water. Like, you should make it that at 1 there's like barely any. This should be like 10 or 15. That's what this should be, 15. And 0 should be literally 0 water anywhere, and I'll add it when I get there. That's a big pain in the butt. Okay. Tee box settings. Fairway settings. Fairway end. Fairway bunkers. Oh, yeah. Fairway bunkers. Okay, we have 0. Okay. Good. Okay, I really do want to find markings because it would just help with where to place the trees, but we're just going to ballpark it. So be it. It is what it is. So we got those 3 trees. Then at about 150. Oh, yeah. And at the end of the day, we can always look up how far are we from the hole. So from 150. So from 150, this is around where it is. Okay, so nature, what kind of trees are we throwing there? I think we're throwing oaks. And I wish it would just stay on theme. If you use trees from other themes, it uses up memory. So we just want to keep it simple. See if there's any other trees in our theme that we really like. See what maple looks like. And then see what this looks like as well. That is not at all what we want. That's not bad. Should probably throw some of those in there. But for the moment, let's go down to that oak there. I think that's the winner so far. And there's 3 of them at the 150. So hole number 1, 150 away. There's 3 of them. Let's get down to ground level-ish. 1, 2, 3. Good. And then we're going to go to terrain, landscape tools. We'll go flatten. Use a fuzzy brush on page 4. And we bring that up just to get rid of that water. Bring the table up 2 feet. And there you have it. No water. I wish I didn't have to do that for all of the water. Then at 100 yards, there are 2 different bunkers. One of them's this star shape. Like, I hope the boys are just like, holy fuck, as if he was able to do all this. Like, it's pretty wild. Let's go this. That's kind of what the shape is like. And we want to be at 100 yards. I love this, man. Okay, that looks good. The angle of the X is kind of on point. And let's get it. It looks like kind of fatter. Yeah, like that middle's a little bigger. What we're going to do is we'll do this. Oh, we're on terrain. So we'll undo that. Now, what we're going to do, we might have pressed it twice. Okay. Okay, that's cool. We're going to go to, they all look the same, right? But, so we go to nature. We go to create surfaces, which is on the whole selection thing, bunker brush. You could go with a spline, but forget that. And it's kind of like this. Should be a little thicker in the middle though. Like, yeah, it's pretty thin, but we'll do that. And we want to make it a little bit bigger in the middle. So we'll use any other random shape. We're going to shrink it. And we're just going to do it ourselves. So we'll just go like this. And it's not going to be a big difference, but that's not bad. And then I don't like how that's like a double curve there. So let's just run through that. Now it's like a triple curve. It's even worse. Let's start right there and just really get that like a clean X looking. Because in the picture, it looks pretty clean. That's not bad. That's pretty good, boys. And then this just looks like a dick. So we'll go to 115. And looks like a miniature rocket. And it's just this. Am I on? Yeah, I'm on that. Okay. Let's put a little line there for reference. And it just shapes back. And straighten that out a little bit. It's a little bit too not good. Let's back it up, back it up. We can make this cleaner. Okay, I like the start, but it just kind of comes into this and then goes back to that. That's not bad. That's a reasonable facsimile, although the base edge is flat. So we got to take that into account and really flatten off that bottom. Yeah, could be better, but 'tis what it is. Now, you know what's so funny? This green, this is almost where it actually is. Now, what we're going to do is shape it a little differently. Let's go to our green brush. Make it a circle, shrink it, and this green is pretty... Yeah, I don't know how to put it. I wish I could delete the green. Like, I don't know why. You know what we should do? Let's go to this. We're going to make the green. Oh, let's save. We're here. May as well. We're going to make the greens tiny, and then we'll just draw them ourselves. Easy to do. So we'll go to green settings, make them miniature. And then we'll hit circle. And we'll just ask ourselves, what the fuck is that? Okay, now we'll go back to nature. Nope. We go to create holes, create surfaces, green. Green brush. Start out a circle. Let's see if that erases the sand trap. It does not. Why on earth? No. Now, maybe it's because we had it on 0. Let's go back to settings. And let's see if we have it like miniature but existent. I guess they. Oh yeah, I wonder also. Let's go to this. And we go create services. No, let's go back to this. Fairway settings, green settings. Okay, so where does it become okay? 4 is still decent. Okay, we're going to make it 4 because we can work around that. Because we can draw around that. Now, the other thing we want to do is bunker settings. Bunker firmness, bunker roll. How about amount of bunkers? None. Like, just don't drop any rando bunkers. Oh, green bunkers. 0. I knew it was somewhere. Flag texture. I wonder what kind of flags they're rocking. Let's look at it. Hey, anybody watching that knows this course? What their flags look like? They're probably just colored, eh? Let's just make it PGA 2K25 for now. That's pretty cool. All right. Although, I like how you can see red. Yeah, let's do that for now. Nice. So those went away. Now, this is how it works. We are going to draw some stuff. We are going to create surfaces. Firstly, the green. And the green brush tool. We're going to shrink it a bit. And we're going to draw it. And honestly, we're going to just use this. Because it's literally just kind of a sphere of sorts. That's about it. Spin it. Back it out. Make it straight. It's about that. Hopefully everything else interacts properly. And the fairway chills and stuff. That's not bad. Okay, now there is a greenside bunker. And we will draw it. So let's draw a bunker with the brush tool. Make it a little circle, shrink her down. And all it is, I wonder, let's go even smaller. What it is just this edge. And it comes around the corner a little bit. And then goes down like a heel. Let's see where it forms. Yeah, that's kind of it. Let's erase that. Shrink it. Now I see why Canuck will do it with the measurement tool first. That actually makes a ton of sense. Let's do that. It's not bad. Erase that. And that's about right. That's about right. Now I wish the shape was we want to make it more pronounced. Let's not be lazy. So it starts at about a third of the green. Straight line, kind of like this. And it goes like this. That's pretty good. That is actually bang on. If you guys want to follow along with me, we're doing Winona Bridges golf courses out of Winona, Minnesota. This is the first hole. That's pretty good. Now, the thing is, you can see how the ground goes up there. It just like naturally has these weird undulations. We're going to go to landscape tools and we're going to go flatten. Go to our fuzzy brush on page 4. And we're going to sink it about $1.06. See what that does. Now we're going to get a little silly, and we'll go 3 feet 7. Good. Then let's go 0, because we want it to be pretty flat. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Flatten this out a little bit too. I mean, if I've played the course, I'll be able to like really hone in on what the undulations are, but here not so much. Now we want for these bunkers to show up a little bit. So what we're going to do is raise the back edge a little bit. And we're going to lower the front edge a little bit. And then we'll flatten it right out, coming up to it. Flatten that right out. That's not too bad. And we'll just run this to flatten it out a little bit. Wait, that's not too bad. Now, just after the bunker, there are some trees here. So we're going to throw in, and honestly, it would be so good to just, maybe I will look at the flyby. There's the option. I'm going to open a new tab and another new tab. Okay, let's go copy and paste. I'm going to open yet another tab. Because they have a flyby feature, and I'm just going to try to see what the trees look like. Now, let's go. Golf link. Let's type in bridges again. Winona. Yeah, like if you like golf, making your own like home course, this is nice. Winona Bridges, there we go. Top one that popped up. Now flyover views. Now play the flyover tour. Okay, so this is neat because it'll actually show me from ground level, I hope. Let's get low. First hole. Those are almost like bushes. It's like a fly. I want to be ground level and almost like walk it like street view. Google Maps. I'm going to go street view. Now, I won't be able to get in the course, but let's get on this highway. Oh, yeah. Fellas, you can see everything that's going on nice now. So these are our trees. There's a dark one in there, but there's a lot of, they're very fluffy. This kind of looks like it actually, but we can't use those because they'll use our memory like crazy. So we had some oak going, probably not going to change it, maybe one day, but let's get to ground level. That's a big bush. Yeah, you don't want to make these Jurassic Park trees. That's a little bit silly. Um, that's a nice maple, but it's not really what they have. But that's a nice one. This is actually pretty good too. That's really good. You know what? We like it. That is pretty good. Yeah, that's that oak there's that's kind of her. Kind of her. Yeah, like that in part, but that's really it. Okay. So, moving along on our first hole, let's go back to this image. And what we got is about 10 yards after this, there's a like it's so funny on this thing. Oh, it says 325. I get why I did what I did, but that's strange. It's 377. Gotcha. 377. So, yeah, there's going to be some weird stuff here. Let's see how it goes. But I gotta be 10 yards after the. It's funny, I keep trying to zoom in and I'm using like my PlayStation controller to zoom in. Okay, so what we got 4 or 5, and they're about 10 yards after. Sink them a little bit. I like it. And there's how many? Let's go over top view. And it's like one. Shrink it a bit. This is so good. Having this image is ridiculous. I hope the boys are like, how the hell? Like what the heck? How do you do this? Okay, so that's about good. Then on this side, there's a few. And it's like, let's go bigger. How far past? And it's like just outside the bunker. And we go 1, 2, let's go 3 here as well. That's not bad. And then it kind of continues the rest of the way in on the right side. So what we'll do is we're just going to go 1, 2, 3, and then it becomes like a cluster in here. Up into about the back side of this. What does that look like? Yeah, that's not too bad. It's a little bit too the same, you know what I mean? Pretty unnatural looking. Let's throw some of these crazy oaks in there. Because truth is, it's like in real life, it gets really hectic in here. Let's go multi-object. Now I am interested what it does to it. I don't think it'll kill our memory, but let's go here. Multi-object. And let's go adjust area size. I don't know why it's like that. Okay, so adjust area size. Okay, let's get over top. let's just throw that there. Then we're going to go with these oaks. Let's go multi-object. Throw those in there.